Clippers leading by 20. And Denver will start the fourth quarter with. We've got Lawson. Aflalo is out there with Gallinari. Then there's Harris. And it's Fareed in at the center.
You know, they've been able to depend on his offense all game long, guys. He's drained a lot of shots out here.
And between now and the horn, Steve, the ball should be in his hands as much as possible if they want to continue to build this lead.
Now here's Jordan following the miss by Lawson. That's good. And that's 12 points for Chris Paul.
Well, as they continue to dominate, you wonder just how much higher this lead might get.
I think it really could get out of hand, and you can credit their defense just as much as their offense for that.
They grabbed their own miss, and that one's good. 9 points for Kenneth Fareed.
They have got to put a body on it, because otherwise, with his agility and athleticism, they're not going to be able to contain him on the offensive glass.
Here's Paul, and the layup's good off the glass.
Boy, nice work inside. Tough to get that shot over a big defender like that.
Oh, that takes skill and creativity, Steve, particularly on the release to make sure he doesn't get a hand on it.
Now, here is Lawson. Here's Fareed. That one falls, coming off Lawson's feet. And 11 points for Kenneth Fareed. Clippers leading by 23. Paul passes to Barnes.
Matt Barnes, really a good glue guy. Rebounds, defends. He's gotten better with his outside shot, and he can really run the lane. And he's always had a toughness and a fearlessness that I think a lot of coaches love.
And you look at advanced plus-minus measurements. Matt Barnes rates very well.
Not surprised by that, Kevin. He brings so much energy at both ends of the floor. He does a lot of those little intangible things that don't always show up on the stat sheet.
Well, the Nuggets a team with a lot of changes last season. The front office, the roster, and the head coach.
Yeah, Brian Shaw, who I think is going to be an outstanding coach. It's just a matter of time with him. He's got all the ingredients. Communicates well, understands the game, gives guys freedom, and holds them accountable. I think his future is bright as a head coach. Tough year last year, but he's a good one.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Udo's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. And Turkoglu is subbed in for Barnes. Denver also making some changes. Terrell Arthur, he's checked in for Reed. Robinson is subbed in for Aaron Aflalo. We're just over a minute and a half now into the fourth.
And Coach Shaw looking to integrate more half-court offense for the Nuggets. You need that in the playoffs. He tried to play some inside-out, run some more post-ups, but it turned out to be a questionable fit in Denver, where the altitude and raw athleticism of this team favored the up-tempo style.
The Nuggets have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Lawson's against Paul. And Lawson with the drive. Trains it from 9 feet away.
And I think for the Nuggets, quite honestly, last season, the departure of Andre Iguodala hurt in a lot of ways. Gallinari missed the season with his knee injury. That clearly was a factor as well. But this team does have a lot of good young talent. The question is, how do they take that next step?
Boy, nice one-man fast break on that one.
It sure was a stylish finish to cap it off, too.
Los Angeles leading by 23. Paul goes in, and the pass to Udo. Tries a three. Arthur grabs the board.
That's an awful shot there. Very poor shot selection.
And Chris Paul picks up the foul.
Well, you look at the game of basketball, it really seems to be on the upswing, and that's great news for the NBA. We know that those who play a sport are much more likely to watch it as an adult, and basketball is now the largest participation sport in high school and college.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. DeAndre Jordan comes in for Udo. And Matt Barnes is subbed in for Turkoglu. Fareed's checked in for Denver. Flalo comes in for Robinson. Count the bucket.
He's been a different guy in the second half, guys. His shooting percentage far better than it was before the break.
LA's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Growth of the NBA really pretty incredible. 30 years ago, annual league revenues were about $120 million. Now, it's $4.5 billion. That's with a B.
Yeah, the league is really on great financial ground right now. I mean, franchise values are growing astronomically. The players sacrificed in the last collective bargaining agreement negotiation, but as quick as the pie is growing, I think everybody will be just fine, players and owners.
His work at the offensive end has been phenomenal. Maybe reason number one, they're ahead.
And Lawson with the drive. Chandler kicks to Lawson. There's the dish to McGee. That one falls, coming off Lawson's feet.
Well, their plan of attack has been pretty clear to see. I mean, get the ball inside and just take it strong to the hoop. Be dominant in the lane.
Well, the defense has been very slow to adjust. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
Redick with the bucket.
This switch has definitely been flipped to on this quarter, guys.
For Denver, they've gone 6 of 9 on their field goal attempts since the start of the fourth quarter. And Lawson with the drive. Here's Fareed. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Glenn Davis is checked in for Griffin. Douglas Roberts comes in for Matt Barnes. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for J.J. Redick. And it's Farmar in for Paul. Denver also making some changes. J.J. Hickson, he's checked in for JaVale McGee. Harris comes in for Wilson Chandler. Robinson is subbed in for Ty Lawson. Here's Farmar. No good on the triple. For Denver, they've gone 7 of 11 from the floor in the final quarter so far. And some solid looks for them. Fareed against Douglas Roberts. Finished off the break.
Well, you knew he'd win that race.
Definitely. I mean, that's what you call early offense.
And a follow wide open. He shoots and misses it off the right side of the rim.
Not a bad look at the hoop. Just couldn't get it to bounce in for him.
Here's Bullock. Off target with his three. Denver shooting here about 46% for the game. And Aflalo. Bucket on the assist by Harris. 8 points for Aaron Aflalo.
Great job to hit his teammate on that move, Kevin.
Stolen by Robinson. And now Harris running the floor all by himself.
Boy, extremely opportunistic defense leading to those points there.
That dunk, Clark, coming within seconds of the steal.
Love the way they convert from defense to offense.
But that's what happens when you get all 5 guys on a string defensively ready to react and make a play.
Here's Bullock. And again, no good by the Clippers. The Nuggets shooting it brilliantly here lately. 60% from the field. Robinson dishes to Hickson. Takes a three. And Nate Robinson good for 3.
Well, this is going to end in a lopsided victory, obviously. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness and the ability to close. You really have to give it up for Los Angeles.
You know, Clark, when you shoot this well from three-point range, you're really hard to stop. The defense didn't rotate out fast enough to stop the hot shooters.
Well, you said it all there, Kevin. They were lethal from behind the arc.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
Well, that puts the nail in the coffin.
A clinic in terms of how to play with the lead right there.
Here's Harris. Harris missing again.
And in the paint, they have really shown some strength. Their work on the boards has been phenomenal.
Yeah, I'd certainly call it a mismatch, Steve, at least for today.
Good.
Well, this is going to seal the deal. They've really exploded here to the finish line.
You know, once they sniffed out that blood in the water, the killer instinct came right out.
Now here is Harris. From 15 feet away. Bounces high off the rim and drops. And the Clippers have possession. 36 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And the basket by Douglas Roberts.
And the fans loving what's transpired here tonight. A really good victory for these guys.
Sure was. I mean, they did just what they needed to do to keep the visitors from getting any momentum going at all.
Now here is Robinson. And the layup's good off the glass.
Boy, if they could have had this kind of run earlier in the game, it might have made a big difference.
You know, I think a big reason behind the run, Steve, is that they're not getting pressured as much by the defense now that the game's all but finished.
Here's Farmar. J.J. Hickson grabs the rebound. Now here is Robinson. Pulls up. Goes back up. And Fareed lays it in.
And another great offensive rebound and putback for him. This is the second game in a row where he's just dominated the paint.
So the Clippers winning this one easily. And this one was such a lopsided victory.
They never let up. They were full throttle from the start.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Kevin, thank you. Chris, how important are the fans to this team right now? You guys just seem to gather so much energy from their energy.
The fans have been unbelievable, and we're going to need this all season long. You know, the Clippers fans really pulled us through in this one, and we're going to need them again next game.
Chris, you give them plenty to cheer about. Thank you. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, Doris. And, folks, that about concludes our broadcast tonight. For Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching as we leave you with our Jordan Player of the Game, J.J. Redick.